This morning the conditions have marginally improved with respect to yesterday. We got Mr. Lenny himself waiting for his hit. Okay, how do you feel it today?
Feeling good today. The waves are a lot bigger. It's actually really gnarly out there. There's a lot of carnage, but you know, there's some good ones in between. We'll just have to wait and see though. And you know, they're doing the first heat. It looks good enough, so the competition's going. We're stoked. I mean, better to be too big than not big enough.
Okay, you are the benchmark for like water sports, for like multi-discipline waterman. You do it all. You do the foil, you do the kite surfing, you do the surfing, stand-up paddles, the windsurfing. How do you manage to get trained in all of the sports? Do you have a schedule, or do you go out the way you feel like, day by day?
It's usually day by day, and the conditions depending on what it's good for. Luckily, Maui's good for everything at almost all times, and so it's really cool that I'm able to have the opportunity to do it all in one day. I don't have to choose. I can do all of it all at once. So that's kind of been my theory and how I've been going about it. But yeah, just being able to compete here in windsurfing is super special. I'm so stoked to be a part of this, and all the other sports as well.
I was commenting yesterday from the booth for a couple of hours, and I was commenting your heat, and I was impressed with your power sailing. You came across as like the one sailor who had the most power, like super power bottom turns, super power cutbacks. How did you evolve in that style? I mean, do you go for it, or what's the secret?
Well, I think the difference is, my approach in waves is very like surfing, since I've been doing a lot of big wave surfing and a lot of surfing in general. The lines I want to draw are very much like surfing, but to be able to have the sail and to have all the power you need in your hands, just to be able to do it faster and hit the lip harder, but draw the same lines as on a surfboard. So going from top to bottom, vertical, slamming the lip, and doing like 4 huge gouges the whole way, and decimating the wave is the whole goal. And then throwing in a couple tricks in between is always nice, but there's something about just connecting rail to rail that is so good and so much fun. So, yeah, that's just, I guess, my approach to it. Everyone has a different approach, and coming from powerful waves here in Hawaii, that's kind of how I got into it more,
Just one quick question concerning foil. How do you feel about foil? Is it going to be a big thing in the future? Is it just R&D for the moment, or will get out as a mainland sport? Do you see foils on kites or on windsurf or on stand-up paddles, or all of them, or whatever?
Yeah, well, I think hydrofoils have a huge opportunity to kind of open up conditions to people who don't get epic stuff all the time. Not everywhere in the world's good for surf, but with a hydrofoil, you're able to make a really crummy bad wave feel like it's a 6-foot perfect wave. So for surfing, that's huge. But then on top of that, throwing in the windsurfing and the kiting, all of a sudden, windsurfing on a lake in Europe is way more exciting because you can go way faster and you can, basically be flying all the time. Same with kiting, I just think it opens, the hydrofoil just fills in that gray void, that gray area that's kind of been missing in some of these sports in terms of conditions.
Okay, last question, and one that will be hard for you to answer. Do you have a sport that is dearest to you, whether you feel, like it's what you want to be doing all the time, or are they pretty much the same, or how is it?
Well, I think that people that don't understand the sports we do call them sports, I guess. I look at all these things that I do as lifestyles mostly. It's a way of life. You surround your entire day, your entire thought process about doing that activity, and they're all spin-offs of surfing. At the end of the day, it's about riding waves. So if I can just ride waves and enjoy riding good waves, it doesn't matter what equipment I'm on, but just it's just all about having the ultimate ride. So I couldn't choose one because they're all so different, but they're all the same at the same time. They're wave riding.
But, okay, thank you very much and best luck. I know you got a tough hit. I mean, you have a tough hit for sure. It's the third round. So best of luck for your competition and for the
Thanks.
competitions out there. Yeah. Thank you. Hello.
Perfect.